Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me well and everything is working here. Welcome to my Banter Blitz on Chess24. It's the first time around here. I'm a bit excited, and before starting taking on the challenges and the games, I want to make a short announcement. In 10 days I'm going to play a chess match against the YouTube legend John Bartholomew, and we're gonna play a race to 6 points, 3+2, and in about a week I'll make an official announcement video on my channel. Alright, let's move on to the challenges. Let's see what we have. I see 23 challenges around here. I hope the volume is fine and everyone can see me. And yeah, I see many different challenges. I'll take the selfish approach and try to play the stronger ones first and see who we have. Okay, I see quite a lot of names. Let's pick out one randomly. So, looking out of the people with the higher rating, I'd like to start on a good note, possibly. So, we have... Please challenge me for 3+0 and 5+0, by the way. I wouldn't like to play with increment when we don't have so much time. So, let's see. I have Jens 1102. Alright. From Norway. Okay. Let's start the game. Let's have Dave the deep one. March him up the board. I like him in the Blitz game. And we have started. Okay. Slav defense. By the way, you can challenge me. It's better if you challenge me if you're a premium member on Chess24, and if you're not, then become one. It's a good investment. I see a lot of challenges from different premiums, and yeah, I thought I'd have some time to play the non-premiums as well, but we'll see how it turns out. So we have a regular Slav defense. I'll try to focus on the game for a change. Normally in my videos I'm talking a lot and forgetting about the clock and everything. So we have a classical Slav defense, and he played this rare move Queen c7, I would say, or was it Knight bd7? That's not as common. I guess there is a point behind it. He might want to go for a quick e5. No, just transposing to the main lines with the additional Queen c7. Alright, let's see where it lands us. Bishop g6. Okay. Normally in these structures pushing e4 is a good idea. So let's see. For some reason I thought his rating was 2500, but now I see it's a bit lower. Anyway, it's a pleasure to play against you, Jens 1102. And let's see how we can develop. Maybe get this bishop out. But I'm not sure if I have a good square for it. Okay, I'll just play rook d1 for now. I'll have a quick look in the chat in the meantime, between the games, and yeah. And sometimes during the games to see if people have a request or if the volume or anything is not working properly, since it's my first time. Okay. So let's go h3. Should be a good, useful waiting move in this structure. Normally black plays for the e5 push, but I'm not sure if he's well prepared for it. Alright, let's get the bishop out. I'm a big fan of development. I know most chess players are, but I can I'd like to think of myself as a bigger fan than most of them. So e5. I don't see a threat yet, so let's just continue developing. Okay, putting the rook on the open file. So far so good. Knight e5. No, queen b6. Logical move. Can I push e5? Is there a reason not to? I don't see any. Okay. The knight is pinned, so it's not gonna be too easy to run away with it. Bishop c5 is logical though. Okay. How can I punish this way of playing? Can I play knight b3 and then have both his knights hanging? I think I can. It will I'll only gain a pawn. If I take on f6, it also looks nice. Okay, let's start with this move. I have a small tactic in mind, but it might not work. I don't know. Here, rook e8. I didn't anticipate this one. Let's put the queen here. Knight to the center. How about this? I don't see any big threats yet, but there might be. Okay. Oh, knight f3 check is quite painful had he found it. I'd rather prevent it for good. Threatening knight f6, which he missed. Now he has to take with the queen, and my position should be winning. Alright. He resigned. Okay. Good game. Very challenging, and not so bad after all. And let's have another challenge going on. So I'd like to pick first the people with the higher rating, just so that I can show people that I'm capable of losing before starting to lose to the weaker rating wise and coming up with excuses. So let's have a look. So I see Mark Antonio 1999. Alright, let's start the game. Okay. He has white. I hope he's here. d4 on the board. So let's go on with the Nimzo-Indian. One of my main openings is inspired by a video series from this site. I actually played this opening before the series came out, but it definitely helped me improve my analysis, and I'm talking about the Vienna opening. If I'm not wrong, it was Jan who was talking about it, and in this variation, which is not the most principled one, it was the first chapter. Bishop b3 I think was I think bishop b3 was the critical move. Oh yeah. Oh, was it a4 before taking on c4? Anyway, this shouldn't be too dangerous for me. Yeah. Now let's develop. Preparing c5. I could play c5 first, but I don't like d takes c5 inviting me to exchange queens. I like to keep the play as rich and interesting as possible, just like my namesake. And have a quick look at the chat if there are no problems. Okay. So knight e5 is interesting, trying to get a 4 in, so maybe taking could make sense. And then some bishop f3 related ideas will follow. Okay. Okay, challenge accepted. Another logical move would have been c5 or bishop e7, but I like this idea. I feel like my pieces are coming out quickly, and I shouldn't be worse. Okay. I should take this. Now finish my development. The c6 square is a bit weak, I have to admit. And I'm not playing as fast as I would like to. But that's life, so let's go on. I have to play here. Queen e7 comes next. Can go knight c5 straight away also. I prefer queen e7. As mentioned, I'm a big fan of development. Alright. Unfortunately for me, bishop b4 is a bit annoying now if I go knight c5, so maybe it wasn't the best move order out there. I still have a5 though. Okay, let's go for it. My position is a bit crumbled. Okay. So, trying to simplify. g6 or h6. Which one is more logical? Not sure. Seems a bit weakening, but it might stop some f5 related ideas. Okay. Let's exchange these guys. I'm almost having half as much time as my opponent does, so I better increase the pace a little bit. Queen a8 check is now a bit annoying. Let's go here. 48 seconds left. a5 b4 might be an idea to improve my position in the queen side. I have a majority. If he doesn't play anything too quick, I think I should be better now if I can create this passed pawn. Okay, let's put the passed pawn on the a file, farther away from all the pieces. And now the queen ending should be very dangerous for white, and the pawn endgame even more. So let's invite him to a pawn endgame. Kindly inviting, which I suspect he will kindly refuse. And where should I go? Let's go h5 first. I don't have much time, so I'll just start pre-moving a little bit here and there. It's a bit scary. Mm-hmm. "15 seconds left, and very logical play by my opponent so far. I should be able to play fast enough. I'm not 100% sure how to convert yet, but maybe I'll find out. 7 seconds left. Okay, finally. Something good. And we got it. Okay, this was very close. Nice game, Marco Antonio. Let's have a look at your name one sec. Marco Antonio Delgado Romero from Peru. Okay, nice to meet you. I'm assuming you're very young based on your account here, 1999. Must be your birth here. So thank you for the game. Let's have a look at another player, and who is high rated, or at least relatively high rated, and then take some challenges from low rated guys. So scrolling here, I'm also looking for some familiar names, but I'm not very familiar with most of the players here. So let's have a look. Okay, so we have another 2500. Fierce Grace from Germany. Silvo Latela. Excuse me for mispronouncing it. And once again, let's push Dave up the board. Dodgy Dave. He's very good in Blitz games. And now f3 is one of my favorite lines, basically against any opening. But I'm gonna be playing another line this time around. A very fashionable line, h3 against the King's Indian. I can't wait until someone does a DVD about it here on Chess24, like recommending it for white, because I think this line is just awesome. But yeah, knight h5 is the critical line, and now it becomes very concrete. Queen e8 though is not considered to be the most challenging move, I believe. I'm not sure if I remember why, but I'll try to find out. I believe there was one interesting line if he plays f5. Okay, but now I think I can go knight h2, knight g4, and he lost some time with his pieces. He's not in time to play f5 like he usually does. Also h4, g4, can't remember what was the main idea here. Okay, if knight g4, knight d7, can go h4. It becomes very tricky. If I go g4, I don't see a refutation just yet, so let's try it out. Maybe it was wiser to put the knight on d2 in this case, but yeah. Okay, now I can go h4. So basically the idea behind this line is to try to battle this f5 push. Very interesting play so far. But I feel like the king side shouldn't be opened if he castled there, and I'm probably going to castle queen side. Okay, knight h5. Taking looks like the logical follow-up. Don't want to allow knight f4 ideas. Now rook g1, threatening some bishop h6, and now it's time to find something concrete. But he has f5 against any move I play, so let's just develop. Once again, my passion, just developing the pieces, castling. I'm not sure if my position is better, but it's definitely somewhat promising with this g-file against his king when I'm not under any attack. He has the two bishops, but the position is not open enough for him to claim any advantage in this regard. Okay, let's take this annoying knight and try to put my rook somewhere. Not sure where though. Okay, let's start with this move. Maybe distract one of his pieces from defending this h5 pawn. Either rook which will block it, or the queen moves. This is also an idea. And bring my knight over with some tempo. Not a lot of time on the clock. I've watched a few other Banter Blitz videos in the past week, but also in the last year or two. And I've noticed that some people are very good at crushing everyone when playing, and the key, I would say, to their success was the clock. Obviously they're good chess players, but the clock is very important. I can't allow myself to be behind all the time. So let's have a look. Running away with tempi can't be a bad thing. And grabbing material, hopefully. Okay, shouldn't be that bad. Now queen d1 maybe. Okay, eyeing h5, but also attacking this, and I have this tactic in mind. And I think the game is effectively over. Okay, not so bad. Thank you for the game, and let's have a look at the other guys. So I prefer to accept 3+0 for a start, so more players will have the chance to play. So I'll choose, I don't know how to choose exactly randomly, but let's try. Let's just pick some name and see what happens, so everyone has a chance. 5+0. This is a bit longer than I wanted, but it's hard to be both random and keep an eye on the time control and the ratings. So yeah, let's play in the style of Caruana and Giri. They're both Grünfeld players and they start this way, at least in the past few years, after the anti-Grünfeld became less fashionable. And the point is to get this reverse Marozzi structure, where black has more space. And I believe I allowed knight g5 somehow, but maybe I shouldn't have. Knight c7 might have been a better choice, but he didn't exploit it. Nonin from Spain. Okay, so far I have more space. And compared to the normal Marozzi bind, he has a tempo up, but it shouldn't matter that much. In these structures, what matters is are the more static features of the position. Okay, let's put the rook on c8 in front of the queen, X-raying the queen, so I have knight d4 maybe later on. And maybe now actually. Looks like a decent choice, but it might lose some material. I think I'll start with bishop f3. Or maybe just play a calm move. Queen d7. I'll keep knight d4 for later. Okay. Knight d4, takes. He can take on d5 and on c8. So just continue to develop. I assume bishop c5 is not that good for him because I have knight b4, but I might be wrong. Okay, queen b2. Let's try to seize the initiative somehow. He wants to take. Can and maybe also play b4 at some point, but knight d4 allows some exchange and maybe loses material as well. So I'll just go with the solid b6 for now. Wow, the challenges are stacking so quickly. I didn't expect so many people who like to play against the small me. Okay, so bishop f3 looks logical, followed by knight d4. Let's do it. Should take with the pawn if he wants to keep the pair of bishops. And sacrifice this pawn, because I think it's gonna be weak anyway. So now rook d2, or this one gives me the pawn, so should be better for black. So I'm a pawn up, and I also have some space, and this he has the double Freddy going on for him, which while it's good company for the other Freddy, it's definitely not most recommended. Have a quick look at the chat in case anyone has complaints so far. Okay, I don't see anything special. Alright, let's go a5. Trying to play against this bishop here. There was one message that looked interesting, but I didn't have time to read it. I'll go back one sec. Sorry. Okay, I'm not sure what you guys are recommending. Let's try to simplify the position. I accept the challenge. So is it preferable for me to play against strong opponents, or does anyone just selfishly wants a chance to play and have fun? Is it more about learning or just playing against me on your own? I'm not sure. Or rather about entertainment. Nobody really knows. So I'll just stick to what I do on my channel, which is mostly playing against high-rated opponents and taking low-rated opponents every now and then. Okay, this is not recommended what I'm doing here, putting all my pawns at the same color of the bishop, but I'm just not sure exactly how to improve. So maybe I'll relocate this bishop. My material advantage is quite big. I have 2 rooks and a pawn for a queen, so I should be able to convert, but I have to find a plan. Flagging is not the most welcome technique in my textbook. Okay, let's allow you to check and get over here. Queen g6 looks annoying, but I don't think you're threatening to sacrifice just yet, so I'll continue my weird idea of moving my bishop to c7 for God knows what reason, and a sacrifice. Yeah, okay. According to what I was thinking, this is not a perpetual check, because I can run with my king to d5, and I'm left with a material advantage and all my pieces being protected. So let's hope I'm right. The king is in the center. A few weeks ago I played a game called King of the Hill, and it was just like normal chess, but if my king touched one of these 4 squares, it would be an automatic win, just like a mate. And this move, king d5, reminded me of that game. It's an amazing game, but just like any chess variant, it's addictive and less, I would say, less rewarding from improvement point of view. So I prefer to stick to chess, but every month or every other month or so, just play a few games of a chess variant. Can be good for your soul. Okay, I'll try to double the rooks on the second. Okay, doesn't come so easily, so I'll stick to him, to trying to promote. h4 is a good idea. Oh, what a blunder. Okay, that's a pity. You were putting quite a resistance in this game, so thank you very much. Better luck next time. I'm also blundering quite often recently, so let's have a quick look. So playing randomly doesn't allow me to look at the time, so I'll take one of the high rated guys. Once again, I'm being selfish. I just find it more challenging for me at this point. And I've seen that most players who play Banter Blitz don't take many high-rated guys, so I feel like they're neglected. So Let's have a look. But 5 minutes are too much. Guys, please offer 3 minutes. So I'll quickly pick someone else. How about someone in the middle? Okay, Blitz King 64. Yeah, I hope I'll have a chance to play the ones I have not played before. Let's go again with Dave. And next game I might finally move on to Eddie. Okay, so we have the classical Slav. I have some window jumping here. I don't know what to do with it, how to get rid of it, but you'll have to forgive me. I'm no expert on the technicalities. I guess you can see it on the top left. So let's ignore it. Blitz King from Mexico. Nice. It's so amazing how in the chess world we can play against people from all over the world, and in a way we all speak the same language, even if we don't necessarily speak English. Okay, so we have the main line, I presume, and now bishop d3 is the main move. Bishop h5, played in many world championships in the past. I'm not sure if this is the right move order though, but it looks right to me. Bishop h5, e5, knight d5, takes. One match where I recall it was played on nearly every game was Kramnik versus Topalov, and I believe it was in Sofia or something similar, somewhere in Bulgaria. And now queen e3, and this is the position I recall. Back at the time I didn't play d4, but seeing this position every single time, every single game on the board made me want to play it. And about a year ago I investigated it a bit deeper, and finally I can say that I enjoy this position. I'm not sure if I remember everything I looked at, but I'm definitely convinced I have some really good files. So after looking at them for a bit, and I will probably once again become an expert here. Okay, so queen e7 is a move I'm not familiar with. I'm not sure what's the idea behind it also. But I have to make a move, so let's see. What can I do? Knight g5 is the logical follow-up in this variation. I'm assuming h6 is a move, and then knight h3 should be good for me. I'm curious. Have a quick glance at the chat. No, it was a lista, right? Yeah, I sensed something was wrong with what I said. I just remember it was somewhere in Bulgaria, but maybe I'm wrong even about that. The famous bathroom incident. So let's have a look. Okay, you made a move. Nothing too dramatic at the chat, if anyone watching the video afterwards is wondering. Taking on f6 looks really good for white. What is this? I wonder if there is any hidden point here. Just that I have too many choices to grab stuff. Okay, queen h3 looks tempting, but knight e6 also looks good. I think I'll just choose one and go for it. Don't have much time as usual. Okay, queen e6. Let's simplify. Rook f7, oh, rook c8. Nice. So put this bishop somewhere. I guess f4 is a logical place for it. And now rook ac1 is probably the follow-up. It doesn't seem like he has a lot of compensation, but that's just my take on it. I can be proven wrong. Okay, rook ac1 as mentioned, trying to control the open file. And again, no, I don't see any big threats going on. If I go f3, I'm also not sure where he wants to go with his knight. So let's politely ask him. Okay, backwards. That's also a move. Bishop. Oh, I don't have time. Okay, good to know, good to know. Sometimes I forget about these minor issues. Okay. I don't think I'll make it, guys. I'm not sure what to play even. I have to pre-move and this is gonna be unfortunate. Sorry if it turns out to be a huge blunder. Oops. Okay, 7 seconds left. 5. Oh my goodness, this is so bad looking. Okay, just doing some random moves to flag my opponent. Sorry for the quality. And I won on time. Again, I apologize for the dirty play at the end, but that's part of the rules of chess with no increment. So I have nothing left to do but apologize. And if you're looking for a role model on this topic, I guess Jan is a good choice. So again, it is what it is. Part of the rules. I'm not a big fan of flagging in general. Okay, so I'll take another high rated and then I'll move on to a lower rated guys below 2000 once again. So we have another FM. Have a quick glance at the chat just to see if there's anything I'm missing here. Alright, nothing special, I can tell. E4 on the board. So let's play one of my favorite openings recently, the French defense. Yeah, now bishop e7 or knight c6 are my main choices. c5 is also very interesting. But yeah, I really have to... Once again, as mentioned before, in most of my games, I mentioned it in the Slav defense. So in most of my games, I really follow my analysis, which I consider to be very high level. But after creating them, it takes a lot of time until I rehearse them and study them properly. So I'm not even sure how to play this position now. But this is definitely okay for black around here. Now the big question is with which knight to take, and I'm assuming this one makes sense. And then I should somehow develop, but I'm not sure how. Also knight A followed by b6 would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm never sure how to play these positions. Also knight b4, knight c6 now. So many choices. Okay, let's go knight b4. Might be a mistake, but who knows. I'm behind on the clock, so I have to do something. At some point in the future, I should take a month off and go hide in the desert and just study all my analysis and become a huge expert in all the lines I've already analyzed. Because it seems a bit frustrating to work so hard and then when the game appears on the board, I'm not sure what to do, and I'm back to start from scratch, back to square one. Okay, but he thinks, so this is definitely a good sign. Or maybe a bad sign because he's not familiar with this move. I guess time will tell. b6, bishop a6 is my follow-up. It seems like white has a lot of attacking potential, but is a bit underdeveloped. So if I could exploit it, by playing very actively, very fast. I should be fine. Maybe I shouldn't take with the bishop so quickly. Bishop h7 is a bit scary. King h7, knight g5. I don't see a defense. That's a pity. Almost missed it completely. Okay, let's take with the pawn. Pre-moving is dangerous. Okay, a4. Looks okay. No threats from white so far. At least not a big threat I can tell. a3 looks interesting. But ab also. Let's move the queen just away from all the different threats. And now I have to take something. Takes, or just continue my development. It's not so easy. Okay, I'll go here. Not sure if it's a good idea. Knight g5, h6. If he plays a3 followed by some queen move, it's also very risky for me. Starting to feel a bit uncomfortable. But that's what I have in front of me. I guess it will come down to the time pressure at the end. Okay, so here queen h5, f7 is under attack, and if I take with the pawn I'm getting mated. Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I was a bit afraid earlier. I guess this rook f8 is not losing immediately, but it's regretful. Might be already lost for me if he finds some combination. Who knows? If I play fast enough, I should have some chances. Okay, this looks like a good move on his behalf. Okay, let's go here, trying to get the knight to the defense and cutting away this bishop. Oh, this is very scary. Very scary stuff going on here. 24 seconds left also. Okay, can I sacrifice something? Oh my goodness, this is scary. Okay, looks really bad. Really bad, but I have to do something. Don't want to lose on time just yet. Oh, the rook is hanging. Okay, nicely done so far, but time is still running. Oh, I'm so much behind. Okay, this is silly, and I lost on time. Interesting game. Yeah, bad handling of the middle game and the time pressure at the end, but what to do? Okay, this was fun, and I guess this is a good timing to move on to low rated players as promised. Okay, let's have a look here. So many challenges. That's very complimenting. Thank you guys. I didn't imagine so many people want to play against me. But okay, so just go scroll somewhere on the list. Not like this. Okay, let's go with the older challenges. 3 minutes is my preference, as mentioned. So many 5-minute offers and increment games. Okay, isolated pawn. You've been chosen, I assume. Okay, and we have a game. Knight f3. Once again, I'll play in the same style of the Grünfeld defense, trying to take some space. If my opponent will stop to think at some point, I will take the second to look at the chat. Oh, another shocking news. I forgot to mention. Very important news. I got a haircut. Yes. I'm not very happy about it. I think it looks bad, but at least I did it. My hair was becoming too long. So, there's one annoying thing about these barbers. When every time I want to get a haircut, doesn't matter which one I go to, they always ask me if I have a preference. Then I tell them, okay, I want my hair like this and that. And then no matter what I say, they always do the same thing. And it's always some getting rid of the entirety of my hair. And I'm very disappointed. It reminds me of my days at the army, and I'm definitely not a big fan of those days. It wasn't very exciting, but it was annoying, to say the least. And before you all start commenting on the topic, I was a chess teacher. I wasn't doing anything dramatic. So, let's take the bishop or leave it this way. Or maybe even play a more educated move. Move the knight either to b4 or c7, because I have more space. Guys, it's important. When you have more space, you don't want to exchange pieces. This is something to apply. It's more crowded for him in his 3 different lines. He has only 3 ranks to move his pieces, and I have at least 4. So I have more space, as they say. I want to make use of it with all my pieces. The explanation was very poorly handled, but I guess you got the point. Don't exchange pieces. If you have more space, if you have less space, try to exchange more. And now I want knight d4, because concretely I think taking is unfavorable for him, and will also improve my pawn structure. At least I hope so. So now I can choose whom I want to take with. I guess the c pawn is more tempting, because this knight is going to be hanging at some point. And now I have different ways to try and exploit it, but knight a2 seems like the most basic. Alright, let's go back. Improve the position of my knight. And yeah, how can I further improve my position? I don't see a threat, but it's hard to make a useful move. Let's go here. Attacking the knight, trying to get it to a less convenient square. b3 is hanging. Can I take it? I think I can. Let's do it. I like grabbing pawns. I even like more when I play for the initiative, but like many other players who are proud of it, grabbing pawns gives a lot of satisfaction in life and in the game, of course. What can be better than being a pawn or even 2 pawns up with no significant counterplay? I think I heard this line before, but I'm not sure who said it. Might be Jan. Okay, so let's have a look. a5, I'm trying to get a4 in. Exchanging pieces is usually not the best idea, but if I'm 2 pawns up, it becomes a bit more attractive than before. And how can I prevent his counterplay? Rook c3 looks like a nice prophylactic move against knight b3, because I have this nasty trick. Cheapos are very useful in Blitz, also in regular chess, and now mate in 1 actually. So that's a shame it ended so quickly, but either way, thank you isolated pawn from Netherlands. It was a good game. Let's take on some new challenge, but have a quick glance at the chat. Okay. Okay, people are not requesting anything, so must be a good sign. Let's have another one below 2000 and then take another one from the middle and see where it takes us. So choosing almost randomly, Let's take this one. Reminds me of my name, now that I pressed it already. Or rather, the name of a very famous chess player. Miktal from Germany. Okay. D4. Let's go... Oh, the London system, that's nice. That's very fashionable these days. So, let's try to play aggressively against it. Just get all my pieces out there and pretend I'm white. So, knight d2 would be the most annoying move here, as far as I'm considered. a3 shouldn't be that principled. I guess he wants b4. How can I play against it? Looks like a reverse Chebanenko Slav. g6 would be logical. But then after b4, maybe b6. I guess I can give it a shot. Can also go... No, never mind. Just go on with it. Fianchetto the bishop looks useful against this a3 move. And h3 also wastes a bit of time. And now maybe I'll try to take over the center with this trick. Knight d7 followed by e5. And pretend I'm playing white. I'm pretending to be white quite often in this stream. Maybe I should pretend to be black when I'm playing white, just to balance things a bit. Unfortunately, I'm not an expert in sidelines. I really play only mainlines throughout my career, and even in my Blitz games. I advocate everyone who wants to improve to just play your main openings all the time and practice them. And as they say, practice makes perfect. Although it's not very visible from my games so far. Yeah, it will give me some time, guys. So, so far I have a little bit more space, but nothing too dramatic. I want to put my rook on d8 and prepare some knight c4 jumps. Okay. Let's go for the old-fashioned way to treat this position. Get this bishop back and then try to mate with some battery on the diagonal. Maybe get h5 in first as a preparatory move. And now, when he least expects it, I can go h4 also. Queen e5 first or h4 first? Bishop d5, queen e5 with a thread mate. Looks very tempting. I really like it, but then the queen moves to c4 and protects everything. Let's go queen e5. No need to make it too complicated. And it also took me a lot of time as usual, which was unnecessary. c4 now. Looks good to me. I don't think I'm even gonna trade queens now. I'm just gonna play this. Go for the throat, as they say. Bishop a6 is a big threat now. Followed by queen h1. Can I make arrows somehow? I'm curious. If I press some button, like I recall seeing some players doing it. Queen g1 mate. So I'm sure there is a way to do arrows on this interface, but I guess I'll learn it for future days. Thank you, Miktal. Okay, who else wants to play? As I mentioned, I'll play someone in the middle of the rating, averagely rated among all the challengers. So let's have a look. I'll take you. Aldistdo from Germany. Okay, nice to meet you. Let's go, as promised, with Eddie. Or was it something else? There was another, something like Egbert or Igbert. But anyway, there are different approaches to this religion of naming the pawns. I'll just stick to Eddie. It's easier for me to remember and to pronounce. I don't think I'm talented enough to pronounce all the names that Simon offered. Alright, so castle long, and we have a regular position mainline, as they say, of the Taimanov Sicilian, which by the way I recall watching a great DVD by Robin van Kampen, and he analyzed, if I'm not wrong, one of the sidelines here. No, this is one of the main moves, and queen c6 is not considered to be the best. I'm assuming because of bishop d4, and it's a bit awkward to meet bishop f6 or bishop f6 related ideas, queen g3 and so on. So yeah, the Taimanov Sicilian with queen f3 is one of the most trendy lines, and you can see many interesting games there by top players. And Anish Giri is the hero of the black side. So I guess I have to enter this endgame. Something doesn't seem right. Queen e4. Oh, but if you take with the knight, I should be happy. Okay, I'll go bishop g7. Just grabbing material back. And now I have to find some sophisticated smart move or just something powerful. I guess retreating the bishop isn't a bad choice. But where? e5 looks like a good square. And e5 it is. Might be a blunder, but who knows. I prepared a nice camera effect in case I blunder a piece. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. It will be poorly demonstrated. What's happening here? Okay. It will be poorly demonstrated, but I promise to improve over time. And I also hope not to blunder anything, so I don't have to even show you the stunt I prepared. But I'll give you a small clue. It's based on a video called Kasparov's Wrong Move, in case anyone heard about it. Okay, so makes sense to bring the other rook and finish my development. I'm quite happy, I have to say, about my position, but after knight c5 he has some threats going on. I guess I have to take on h7 and see what will be the consequences. It's not as promising as I hoped it to be. Queen c6 unfortunately allows knight d3 intermezzo, and Zwischenzug, as some Germans might say. Rook g2 is definitely an interesting move, but bishop e4 looks interesting. Is it working? Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. Can take with the knight, and then I take on g2, and if he takes with the queen, I'll have a bit of material advantage. Okay, can't complain at this point, but in case I'm blundering, as I promised, I'll have this amazing effect going on. 38 seconds. Guys, you should remind me, but I don't see the chat during the game, so I should just be more alert. Okay, let's... Oh, sorry. Come on. I can't afford to be so slow. Oh my goodness. 27 seconds only. Actually, what can I play? f3 looks like a good idea for the next move. Okay, let's bring this guy somewhere. And I don't really enjoy my clock situation, but that's more or less how it looks in all my videos. Okay, king b1. Oh my goodness, 15 seconds. Oh, rook d6 was nice had I played it. Still not too bad. 13 seconds left. Let's take what I can. Exchange something. Okay, get a window for my king maybe. Okay, not a lot of time left. Sorry for the bad quality and the silly pre-moves. Just wanna win on time. I don't care about the position at all. And once again, dirty win at the end, but at least my position was winning or close to it before I got the time pressure. So, and you guys get some action going. This was funny when I gave the rook for no reason, just because I was nervous. Okay, I get more challenges with each game that follows, so it's not gonna be easy to take everyone. But I will try to remember who I played with, and perhaps if I have any future events here, to play the ones I did not play and give everyone a chance. So let's have a look. I want to take another high-rated player if possible. So I won't get away so easily with this terrible time management. So who do we have? Many players, but seems like I don't have anyone above 25 or 2600. Okay, I see one, and one very strong player. Okay, I'll take you, the highest rated here so far that I've played. How can I pronounce your name? Sepe de Vrese from Mexico. Nice to meet you. So since you're so high rated, I'll use my loyal servant Dave. Push him up the board. He's very solid. Dodgy Dave. Mouse doesn't work, he writes me in the chat. Well, what can I say? Yeah, thank you for aborting, it was kind. Sorry. If you want, since you're so high rated, I don't mind playing against you on another occasion when the mouse does work. And have a nice day. You can watch the rest of the stream. So let's have a look. I saw another one who was about 2500, and then I'll go back to people below 2000 or so. And out of them I'll pick randomly, of course. Okay, so we have Potrov from France. Let's go with e4. I feel like I played d4 in the previous game. And do we have the Rui Lopez? Yes, we do. Okay, Berlin, come on. Berlin. Let's play a line that keeps the queens on the board. It's very good to keep the queens on the board against the Berlin. I mean, not objectively, but definitely from my mental health point of view. I can't stare at these positions any longer. And now instead of ed6, queen d3 is not the best move, but it shouldn't be worse for white, and it's definitely maintaining some pieces. So I hope to have a fun game going on. I kind of believe in this opening to be complex enough for practical games. And one of the points here is that after this move bishop e7, I have this idea queen g3. I think it should work out here. And attacking g7, and castles will be met by bishop h6, and if he doesn't castle, then he's gonna have to compromise the dark squares, and like this, for example, and I go bishop h6, and seems a little bit uncomfortable for black. At least I would hope so. Knight goes out, but where? Let's put it here actively. I love to put my pieces in the center. Castling long is on the agenda, I'm assuming. Okay, knight takes d5 might be a threat, might be a blunder. I guess we'll find out. I really want to play this move, but it takes and queen e6, and then we just end up simplifying the position. So why not just go with this random a5 move and see where it lands me. I'd like to improve my position, but I'm not sure how. How about doubling the rooks? Not sure if it makes sense after bishop b4, but I have to play something. Once again, my clock situation is not ideal. And it feels like the two bishops are somewhat in black's favor at the moment. Like he's having the healthier position, but I'm optimistic. Okay, I'll move on. On the next game, I'll play on another high-rated opponent and then move on, if I still have time remaining for another low-rated player. It's really hard to choose, but what can I do? Let's make a window for my king. He has to breathe. Okay, rook c1, just a random move to have the rook on the c-file, but it's non-protected, so I should probably do this and then go knight d4. And if it takes, try to exploit the position somehow. I can take the pawn. This is a bit of a unique decision by my opponent to open up the queen side like this. Okay, let's go here, but it's a bit risky. I don't see how to exploit the position. The fact that I have all the material, all the open file here. So let's have a look. What can I do? What can I do? I don't see a nice way to exploit it. That's a shame. Just go back. But it's also not very convincing. Okay, let's go crazy. No, I can't decide, and I end up wasting all my time. And I'll just lose on time in any random position. But at least I don't feel like my position is so bad. Okay, let's go here and lose on time, respectfully. Okay, offer a draw. He doesn't have to accept. I probably wouldn't. But I'll do my best to survive. What can I do? What is it doing? That's a bit of a weird way of dealing with this position. And I managed to mate. Okay, that's unique. A unique finish for a unique game. I'll take one more high-rated opponent here. And then I'll proceed for the last game, hopefully. I don't have a lot of time for this show. I think I saw Chess Explained right after me. So, yeah. But I might be wrong. I didn't look too carefully at the schedule. So, okay. So, I have many offers here. Let's have a quick look. Oh, what happened? I'm trying. I wanted to sort it according to rating, but it failed. Alright. Many challenges. It feels so mean to disappoint people who offer me to play and might be waiting for it. Okay, so but I can't play everyone with the time that I have, so I'll just choose another low rated guy. 3 minutes. Okay, someone from the middle. I couldn't decide between a high rated and a low rated, below 2000 or above 2500, so I'm going for the middle. I hope all of you will forgive me, I can't choose everyone. Okay, so I played with both Dave and Eddie. It's time for the anonymous creature here to start the game. I guess naming the pieces would also make sense, but Nomikos Panos from Greece. Okay, I guess we will transpose anyway to the Slav. Too bad for me and my creativity, my attempts for creativity. My opponent wrote me in the chat, hey mate. Hello to you too. Let's see. G3 is one of the interesting sharp lines against the Slav. It's very hard to avoid solid play or very theoretical play. And in this line, at least I can attempt to have a very interesting position. We reach some type of normal Catalan when black played bishop b4 check bishop e7, but forgot to play bishop b4. So instead of having my bishop on d2, it's still on c1, and it's supposed to be a better version for white. So for that reason, I played queen d3 as an attempt to exploit it. But theoretically speaking, I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm not sure where to put my rooks, which is always the most difficult question in this structure. Which rook to put on d1 and in which order. c5 is almost exclusively going to be his next move. I don't know. Okay, I'll go e4. I can't choose which rook to move with, so I'm just moving the pawn. c5 looks logical. This also makes sense. Yeah, now I'll play this. And then rook d1. Alright. c5, rook fd1, rook a d1. Once again, I'm behind on the clock. Everything's back to normal. Let's get the rook going. c5 would also be interesting, but yeah, I can't say I understand the position deeply enough to play c5 here with confidence. Yeah, my idea with this development of the rook to e1 was to play d5 and use this pin. Seems like my opponent missed it for some reason. And he keeps playing, but okay. I guess with the piece down there's not too much left, but I might be proved wrong. So let's simplify. Knight h4, pinning the d5 pawn. Possibly, if he takes, I'm gonna take on d8 and on c6, which might be risky, by the way, but okay, let's try. This was the point. I could take on c4 and be on the safe side, but I feel like this shouldn't work for him. So let's just go with bishop e4. Rook e2 should also make sense. Okay, just go rook e2. Stop this pawn once and for all. 2 pieces up. And now if you take, my point was to take and go bishop f3. And I believe black shouldn't have much ops. Okay, resign. Thank you for the game. We have time for one more game, I guess. Maybe 2 if we're lucky. I have to improve my decision-making skills when choosing the opponent. Oh, so many players. I'm flattered, honestly. Yeah, Doesn't feel like I'm so interesting that everyone will want to play against me, but okay, I'll take it as it is. I didn't play anyone between 2200 and 2500, so let's get this game and maybe have time for one last. So 2 games possibly before we end the show. Okay, my move. Let's go with, what's his name? Cedric, I believe, or Cedric. I'm not a big fan of the English with white, but I might be one day. So let's go knight c3, since g3 is the theoretical move that everyone plays from time to time. I'll just go for a relatively simple line. Okay, now how can I develop my pieces? I'm not sure. g3 makes sense. Eventually I ended up doing the same things I mentioned I would avoid, but okay, it's still principle. We get a King's Indian type position. He played c6. I can go d4 and I can go d3 and be creative. Let's go d3. Just try to keep it simple. Although I really have no idea how to proceed now. Should probably avoid d5 somehow. But it's not easy. Move this knight. I really have no idea how to play this position. Okay, I'll just want to play something logical, but it's hard for me to come up with anything. Knight d2, trying to avoid d5. And being a minute down on the clock, JJ Valiente from Spain. Jose Javier Valiente. Nice to meet you. Okay. Wow, my time management is just awful. I wonder if it will change, because when I play without recording, I tend to be quiet and just play very quickly, but it's hard for me to multitask. And I tried once to record a video while not talking too much, and people said that despite the higher level, they're not they won't think it be so entertaining or interesting to watch. If anyone wants to watch a game with no commentary, they can just hit Carlsen or any other top player's name on YouTube and find many interesting games, which is something I admittedly done quite a few times myself. I did. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of my position and definitely not of my clock, but I wouldn't complain too much. It's not the worst situation I've had in this stream. Okay. Oh, knight d4. Completely forgot about this one. Okay, I can take with the queen at least. So, what's happening here? What can I do? Let's kick this knight away. Ask him politely to go back. Or not so politely. Violently demand him to get back to where he came from. And then bring the other rook to c1. d4 is a bit annoying, but yeah, I guess it wouldn't have been so good for me. And now c4 is a bit loose. Okay, it's time to take, unfortunately. I'm not happy with my situation here. Okay, just trying to simplify into a worse position where I have no time. Always a great idea. Okay, let's try to simplify further before I lose on time. and play one final game afterwards. No tactics on my side here. "17 seconds. I'll offer a draw, but I wouldn't take it if I were my opponent. So I'll fully understand if he chooses to flag me. But it was nice enough. Okay, thank you for taking the draw. Okay. So let's have a look. I'll choose one last opponent assuming I have enough time. I didn't know I would have so many game requests. It was hard to imagine. I have to click the search button again. No, it doesn't work. Nothing special is happening. So I let some Grandmaster GM friends of mine know that they can challenge me here, and some of them said they would, and I can't find any of their names on my list. And yeah, that's a pity. So I'll take one last game, and with that we'll finish the show for now. Afterwards, of course, not during the game. I forgot to look at the chat in a long time. Okay, so someone gave me the advice and that I should be more focused and when I need to. And I definitely agree, it's a great advice, but it's easier said than done, because obviously I never know when is the right moment where I need to, and normally when I remember to do so, it's already too late. So, and talking for me is a bit addicting. When I start, it's hard for me to stop it and just go back to a non-talkative mode. So that being said, it's a great advice nevertheless. But a sentence I just came up with is that the advice is only as good as the person who receives it. And in this case, it's not the best, if judging by the way I apply my time management. I'm aware of the situation, and as you can see, I never stop talking. Okay, so position seems relatively equal. Rook e8 was a bit mysterious, but I wasn't sure which piece to develop and how. Oh, I feel a bit regretful for not playing the guy with the non-working mouse, because I saw earlier his name once again and in the challenges, and I should have accepted it, assuming he fixed it by now. So yeah. But again, if many people challenge me, there's no fair way of handling it. It's just I'd like to make it a matter of random chance. And I encouraged my YouTube viewers, subscribers, I would say, to watch this stream and challenge me. And I'm assuming some of them are not premium here and didn't get the chance to play. But I honestly thought I wouldn't have a lot of challenges and I would just be able to take some of them at some point. So maybe in future streams we'll see how it goes. I'm intending to do a few more Banter Blitz events, So the position is quite good for me. I have e5 threatened. I'm gonna take some space, I assume, but knight f5, I have queen f6. Okay, so it feels kind of better for black, slightly. Forgot to mention I'm playing against Brunel Grossman from Martin. Not sure where it is. But it's just my ignorance. Okay, so back to the game. Position seems better for black, and for once my clock situation is not as bad as I anticipated. And now maybe it's a good time to try to go for something positional. Okay, knight c3, blocking the c pawn. The queen will likely move to g4. Yeah, now I really want to squeeze my opponent somehow, but not sure how. Let's just put this bishop here. Actually, I like the idea of going e4, and before she goes e4 herself. So bishop a4 now, and reminds me of a reverse Catalan. Okay, how to proceed? Knight a2 seems like a logical move, trying to grab the c2 pawn later. Rook c2, and yeah, the knight was hanging, so that's falling. Knight c3, threatening to take here. Oh, it's already the end of the show, so I don't have a lot of time left. So I guess with this game I should probably say the last words of this show for now. Yeah, I have nothing too wise to say, but just that it was a very interesting experience. I enjoy playing even the lower rated players, and definitely having a crowd is far from obvious, and that someone listens to what I have to say, and I'm feeling very thankful. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. It's the first time I've practiced the names of the pawns and so on, and maybe one day I'll also do some DVDs for Chess24 on the different openings I feel so amazing about, at least from File's point of view. And yeah, let's have a quick look at the chant before I go away. Yeah. So Martinique is a French island, for everyone wondering. And yeah, thank you for mentioning. Who was it? Yeah, PP Derbez, the same person I didn't play at the end. So I hope we'll get a chance to play on another occasion. Yeah, that's it for now. And I didn't have a chance to demonstrate my amazing stunt with the camera, but as you can see, I made it go a bit backwards. You can guess what happens when I press the other way around, and it can become very funny at some point. I'll promise I'll do it in the future. So thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, see you in the next streams and videos.